Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, April 2nd. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and the NQ. Well, the Bears definitely accomplished a little today, but boy, they should be embarrassed. So first, what did they accomplish? They have the daily down, and they finally stopped one time framing up on the weekly in ES and SPY. So that's back to balance. We're down on all three time frames on the daily in ES, NQ, and Righty. NQ is still balanced, like we said, on the weekly. However, it is an inside week down. Okay? Why is it embarrassing for the Bears? Because after gapping lower, we had a horrible range, no volume, raised point of control. We go out with a price spike to the upside in ES, and we go out with a price spike and a small trend day to the upside in NQ. And Righty, which was a trend day down, took it all back. So again, this is just short-term money selling it. So Righty ends with an 8-wide point of control and the day's high and low in their gap. NQ ends with a price probe, single prints, a 9-wide point of control, and believe it or not, an afternoon pullback in K period on a day where they were down a good part of the day over 1%. ES and SPY end with a price spike, A's high, and a 10-wide point of control. Now we're still holding gaps. $2 in ES and about $1.50 in NQ. But we'll see what transpires tomorrow. I mean, I had an okay day. Nothing great. I was green on the day. I had a very, very good A and B period. I can tell you that much. I shorted both ES and NQ in A and B and did well. Right? We gapped. We got below the opening. Never saw it. We were going down. We were one-time framing down. It provided a very accommodating trading scenario for shorting the market in A and B. Unfortunately, it changed after that. They only did it for 2 periods. And then I actually took 3 losses in a row in NQ on shorts. I took a short in D period against thinking we would get the IB low. Now, I didn't do it down here. I did it as it pushed up, but never got it, and then took it off once we started stopped the one-time framing down. So lost in D period. Then in E period, I took another short against the overnight low and the opening. Got away from me again. Now, we never got the opening, but I still took it off for a loss. And then in G period, I took a short thinking we might have an afternoon rally high when it took out F's high, only to see that go higher, and took that off for a loss. So I gave back a lot of what I was up. Not a lot, but over half of what I was up from A and B. I did get on the right side finally on 2 trades. One in H period. I took a short in NQ. I did not think we would go trend. Okay? We didn't at that time, so I got paid on that one. And then again in ES, I took a short in L because I didn't think we would go trend, and I got paid on that one. However, NQ did go trend and hold it. Very small, but they held it in L period. And that was it. So, I mean, I was up on the day, but nothing great. Look, when the market turns like that and the MGI is tremendously mixed, I just turn neutral. I'm not looking for longs here. All right, we had the gap. We had lower value. I just wasn't looking for longs, but I knew the short game was over. So I just stayed away from it and didn't get stubborn and didn't get hurt, which is more important than anything. Okay? We were going to have one of our smallest ranges of the year until M period took care of that. As far as destinations go on the upside, in SPY, you have today's high 518.98 and then filling the gap at 520.97. So $1.99 gap. Now don't forget those point of controls that were downside are now upside. 520.16, 9 wide, and 521.91, 9 wide in SPY. For the downside, we're using A's high as a price spike, 46. Then we have 10 wide at 517.73. And we have today's low of 516.48. In ES, our downside is our price spike at 55 and a quarter, 10 wide POC at 48.50, and today's low at 35. Now, one other thing I didn't mention, well, let me give you the upside first. For the upside in ES, you have the high of 61.75 and then fill in the gap at 82 and a quarter. And there's that one of the 9 wides in between. Now, ES got the price probe from Fed Day. SPY never got it. SPY never got it, and they bounced right off the 20-day moving average. So, and they also moved their volume POC all the way up here, SPY, which ES did not. So again, there's a disconnect between SPY and ES. And then on the chart, so here's your weekly. Now, we're finally back in balance after 12 straight weeks up and 21 out of 22. But all it is balance. We don't know how big this balance is going to be until the end of the week. Okay? Now, if the sellers were this weak today, everything's got to be kept on the table, meaning last week's range was very small, only $6. So we can never rule out taking out last week's high at some point and possibly having an outside week up. But for now, we're forming a balance. Okay? And the daily, finally, is down out of a 7-day balance. But we bounced off to 20. Now in NQ and triple Qs, their weekly is still balanced. But they have an inside week down for now. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Now, initially, that paid pretty well. Paid a lot better than the inside week up did, right? So remember, NQ has taken out both sides of last week's range. They had a small range last week, so everything's on the table for them for an outside week up to an outside week down. But for now, it's still a 6-week balance, still very tight. And the daily is down, with the gaps being our main focus. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. Check out my special I'm running through the end of this month. We've had about 4 people sign up so far. It's worth your time and effort. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.